Hey there everybody, this is Patrick with SFMF Fishing, and today finally got my Monsterbass box. Okay, something I like to show now and then. One of the main reasons I do go with Monsterbass is with what's on the back. To our veterans and active duty military personnel around the world, we thank you for your service. I don't know if you can read that. If you have any respect for our military personnel, my brothers, my sisters, then this means a lot. So, I know it's Tuesday. I should have gotten the box on Monday. FedEx couldn't find it. Last month, they opened my box. This month, I had to open it just to see if anything is missing, because I don't even trust that the tape was there, because the sticker just didn't look right on the back. And you'll see what I found, how I found my box. Pretty interesting. It's not a bad box. Let me tell you that right now. First, let me just say, here is the Monsterbass sticker today. Rick and your and the Monsterbass team. It's actually a wicked nice sticker. Don't get me wrong. I work with veterans, and I'm always promoting abstinence and drug-free environment, and that too includes alcohol. And this looks too much like the Budweiser logo, and there's no way I could put this on my veterans tackle boxes, and I can't even put it on mine because it just sends the wrong message. But it's not a bad sticker. It really isn't. It just, if you're going to promote partying, yes. My own opinion is beer drinking and boating shouldn't go together. And when you fish, most of the people are either in kayaks or boats. And you don't want to promote the thought of drinking by having a Budweiser looking sticker. Just my opinion. And you're trying to be impressionable to children. So the Mountain Dew one was cool. Don't get me wrong, I love Mountain Dew. Me personally, I'm old school, so I really like your old school stickers. And matter of fact, if you can do in your clothing store patches that come off the hat, just a Velcro Monsterbass patch. That's how I'll wear Monsterbass on my head. That's just how I roll with my hats. I wear the mole patch hats, so I can interchange all my patches. And I'm going blind here, so if this rest of the video is with a crooked patch, I'm sorry. Then we have Rabid Baits sticker. This is wicked cool. This is going on the one of the tackle boxes for sure. This is all right. Just from being a Marine, I'm kind of rabid anyways, so it's fitting. And we have 8 baits, and we're going to start with what I had found different. I opened the box to see if anything was missing, because I do not trust FedEx, and rightfully so. I think they couldn't find it, the box, or where it was, or why it was in my city Saturday, and it took until Tuesday to deliver it. And the reason is, this is open. This was empty. The Bill Lewis Rattletrap. I was like, what the? I was ready to scream bloody murder. And then I saw it in the bottom of the box. So it looked like somebody was going to steal from the box, but I put a trace on the box in an investigation, and this got put back in. I won't be using this, but listen to that. It's got a good rattle and everything. This isn't the style I use. I know everybody likes to build they're not a bad bait. Don't get me wrong. I use a different brand. So, but this is a pretty cool bait. I'm gonna put this with my Veterans tackle box, and the veterans will get to use this. And I know, I can almost guarantee you they will get bites on it. But it's not something I will use, and that's the thing. That's one of the main reasons I get subscription boxes, is so my fellow veterans will have decent equipment to fish with. And then we have the Booyah Prank. I think it might have been, I don't know if it was Monsterbass or if it was Mystery Tackle, but I'd already received one of these and I gave it to the veterans. I got a second one. I think that's the Almighty telling me you need to throw that. So Booyah, I will throw this. It's a pop. I've got such a collection of poppers. I really will have to really work at putting them down in order to just try this. But it's a popper crankbait. Looks like a very shallow diving, maybe a 1 foot dive, if that. The thing I like about this is the color. I know last week I got on it about giving me a white shad color, river to sea, but this isn't white. This is bone. Bone is a whole new different color. It doesn't show up the same underwater as the white and everything else. I'm not keen on the black dot, shad dot, but that's okay too, because this is going to be mainly on top. The fish are going to see that bone white, and that'll do fine. I do well with bone and bone color in my waters. Then we have, we'll save that for last, and then we have the Abergass Hula Popper. That's 2 poppers in 1 box, and it's December, so that must mean they're getting us ready for spring. And this, I'm not a fan of the Hula Popper. I just, matter of fact, my veterans have 3 of them in their tackle box. That's how many I've gotten through subscription tackle boxes. But I do like throwing the color black. Black seems to work well around where I live. And I'm not sure about the red, but we'll give it a shot. You know, the red is more on the top anyways. Unless this goes up deep underwater, the fish aren't going to see the red. They'll see the red tail, that's about it, which means I'll probably get a lot of tail bites if I get any at all. But I use the black and the bluegill colored, or bass color, whatever it is, Monsterbass Mad Max popper. To me, it is the best popper on the market. So when I get other poppers, they go straight to my fellow veterans into their tackle box. But they've got 3 already. I'll put this in my popper box, and we'll give it a try sometime when I think the feeling is right. Maybe I'll throw this out in the middle of the lake. Who knows? Next, I have V&M, and again, yeah, what am I gonna say? They're I would open this and pull one out, but they're salt infused. They're oxblood red. Red is not the color I want to throw around here. And I don't know. It's a I do not drop shot. So these worms or these little, although they're gonna float well. Let me put it that way. They really will. The salt is just all over the place, and you got a bazillion of these in this bag, so you know it's a full bag. But I don't drop shot, so these are gonna go to my fellow veterans. And then I have the Rattletrap, which you saw that mysteriously came out of its box on, for some reason came out of its packaging. FedEx, that's who it was. And because I put a trace on the package, it all got put back. And then we have Rabid Baits. This is unusual, okay? And this is, again, is another one of those, I really don't do finessing, but I do like Ned rigs and stuff like that, so, and I don't worm fish. Now, being it says 2020 ICAST new product release, that means nobody's tried this before. Nobody's tried putting a floating worm with a orange feather on it. It's actually, the feather is molded into the tail of this worm. So I'm thinking a stand-up shaky head, kind of like that, and just jiggle it along. I am actually going to try throwing these come the spring, and it's only because I can't kayak out there anymore. The ice is now here, and unless I take a trip down south, there's going to be very little fishing for me. I don't ice fish because that triggers, I need a bottle of Jack while I'm sitting there freezing my patootie off. So we don't do the ice fishing thing. But I will give these a shot. I promise, because Rick thought, you know what, we'll give him new product of 2020. The least I could do is give it a shot. The color itself, I do like. It's actually a very workable color in my waters. Finally, a color that's workable in my waters. So we'll give it a shot. I will give you an honest review when I do use these. I will do a review video when I do use these. I will give you a review video. See, I can say it. I may be a Marine, but I can talk. All right. These are something I have gotten before, and it's a new color, but it's a bait I've gotten already. I personally don't care for anybody's mousetrap, you might want to say, but it is a decent color. I mean, this is a color that would actually work in my waters, but I use Z-Man exclusively. And these are not Z-Man. This is trying to make a better mousetrap, I think. And Z-Man makes the original. I will stick with the original, but my veterans do have Z-Man Ned rig hooks in their box, so they'll get to use these because, let's face it, all right, I'm a little greedy. I put no Z-Man baits in their box, so this will be perfect for them. And I can guarantee you they will use these because they'll see what I catch with the Z-Man product that these are mimicking. And then we have Daihatchi hooks, 3 red, number, what number are they? 3/0 hooks, worm hooks. I'll use those on something, I'm sure, on a creature bait or something. So yeah, well, this is surprising. So far my veterans are only getting 2 of the 7 baits I have actually unboxed, which is totally unusual because it's usually the other way around. Well, the next is the Lunker Hut Phantom Spider, and that is, pay no attention to the background, okay, is this right here. And let me tell you why I think this will work. Okay, it looks big in the videos and stuff like that, but it really isn't. It looks, it fits in the palm of your hand. We have the black bottom, the brownish top, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen a spider go across the water, but I've been out in my kayak, noticed I've had a spider on me, flicked it off, and it lands in the water. And as I'm casting away trying to catch a fish, I'm watching this spider wiggling in the water. 5-10 minutes later, all of a sudden you see this mouth come up and just suck it under. So do you have to make a lot of splash, a lot of noise with a spider? I don't think so. I think the retrieve I am going to use is one I caught by watching nature, is throw it out there, actually right out in the deep part, and just let it sit there and just kind of like give it the DTs, you know, just let it shake. And something will come up from the bottom and say, oh, look at that. It can go nowhere. Easy meal. Honestly, I think this is a winner. If it's retrieved the right way, you could throw it. Just don't throw it so close to the shore. If you throw it to the shore, make sure you do it under trees so it looks like it fell out of the tree, or a branch so it looks like it slid off a branch or something like that. But even over a branch, and you try to raise it so it looks like it's doing the climbing up its web. There's so many different retrieves, but the retrieve I'm going to do is the DT retrieve. I've seen spiders in the middle of the lake that I've flicked off get eaten just by shaking and trying to swim across the water like that. So that's the retrieve I'm going to use. Use whatever retrieve you want. I gave you a few ideas what to use. Honestly, I think over a tree branch, a light tree branch, use a light line, but will look like it's climbing back up. You'll probably get a bite out of the water because it'll look like it's coming up its web, and that's an easy meal because the backside's to the fish. So other than that, 6 out of the 8 baits I'm actually keeping for myself, which is unusual, but still, if you could, Rick, remember with your marketing team, you're trying to make impressions, and if you can try not to make drinking as good when out boating and fishing, then that could go a long way. It's important just saying, and don't forget, if you can market some Velcro patches with the MB logo, I will be one of the first ones to buy one, and I will slap it on my hat every time I go out. And that's a promise. That's my word as a Marine. So, just letting you know, if I get 101 subscribers, I have a Black Magic, Black Magic 6 cents lure. I have a Mad Max popper, and I have a Vile Bug soft plastic. All three for a giveaway when I reach 101 subscribers. So